Hello, everyone. Let's get started. First, install the extension in your version of After Effects. Restart AE and you'll find the installed extension under Window, Extensions, and select UI Mockup Builder. By default, the full workspace opens, where you can edit and move any objects directly in the preview and settings of the selected mockup. You can change the number of project items and enter names for each item. In the Frame section, you can resize the composition and select the window style for Mac or Windows. There are sections for each interface element that you can customize individually as you like. For example, you can create a space for your product by adding a promo slot in a separate section and adjusting its position and size. In the Output section, you can enable Purge AE Cache and a starter animation that will play at the start of your mockup. You can also create viewer, project, or timeline elements separately. Let's go back to creating a full workspace. The playhead in the timeline is interactive. You can move it, and as you can see, the timeline timecode on the left updates based on the playhead's position. Let's create our first full workspace. I'll add 24 project items. As you can see, all the settings are interactive and are immediately reflected in the final preview. In the timeline, you can change the position of layers. For example, align them to the left or right edge, generate random positions and sizes for all layers, or reset the layer positions to their default state. Now let's create our mockup by clicking the Create Mockup button. Now let's take a look at the result. As you can see, the mockup was created exactly as you configured it in the extension. By moving this null object, you can change the size and position of all the panels within the interface. By moving this shape, you simulate scrolling through project items just like in the actual interface. This is exactly how scrolling works on the timeline as well. You can also move the playhead on the timeline, and the timeline timecode on the left will update based on the slider's position. The project also includes a control layer with a variety of settings for the mockup, such as position, colors, and so on. Now let's create a viewer panel separately. You can choose to create a panel with artwork or an empty project by selecting one of these buttons. You can choose the number of tabs in the panel. I'll leave it at 1 and click the Create Mockup button. Here, you can also drag the null object and resize the panel however you like. Also, if you move the slider on the timeline, the timecode in the viewer panel will change accordingly. Now let's create a separate project panel. I'll add 24 project items, enable the startup animation, clear the cache before creation, and start creating the mockup. So, here's our project panel. Scrolling works here as well. You can select and edit each element individually, and you can also resize the panel by dragging the null. Now let's create the final timeline panel. I'll also enable the start animation. I'll change the number of layers to 10, for example. Here, you can name each layer, adjust the duration, and change many other settings. You can move the timer slider however you like, and so on. I'll disable the window shell and create a mockup of the panel. So, our timeline mockup has been created exactly as we configured it. Here, you can also move the slider, and the timer will update based on its position. You can customize each element however you like. Move it, resize it, and so on. You can also resize the panel by dragging this null object and scroll through all the layers in the timeline, just like in the actual interface. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you find this extension useful.